All right, good evening, everyone. I call this public hearing of the Board of Trustees of Columbus Independent School District to order. This public hearing is to review our school financial integrity rating system of Texas. Mr. Leopold.
Good evening. This is our 2019-20 rating, but it's based on our 2018-19 data. And the district scored 100. It's in your packet. I printed off two things for you. The first one is something that we have to report. It's just the financial management report. And it's just expenditures. The first thing is superintendent's contract. It's in back. And then the reimbursements received by the superintendent, board members for fiscal year 2019. And just going through, you can kind of take a look at the totals for Superintendent Brian Morris. It was $6,747.85. Again, this is a little bit higher than normal. This was the year that he did the Thompson Leadership Academy, so it was, something that was asked of him. Rick Restival, $799.28. Scott Orange, $915.76. Dorothy Warstrick, $1,944.42. Bo Schobel, $1,117.38. Joel Usher, $2,342.85. June Schobel, $1,038.35. Ryan Thomas, $1,038.35. And then the next part is outside compensation. I was not aware of any. And then the next part is gifts received. I wasn't aware of any gifts received. And then business transactions between the board and CISD, Columbus ISD. There was none during that fiscal year. Moving forward, unless there's any questions.
Question.
Yes.
Why is mine higher than everybody else's?
You got the suite.
You're eating better.
No.
I'm totally joking. I made that up.
You must have got the sweet.
One thing we can check, but is that the year that you went to the extra? If I'm just going off from memory, you correct me, because was that the year that you went to one extra conference that year?
I think you went with Dr. Morris.
Did I? Oh.
But you and I both went to San Antonio for the Thompson Leadership.
Yes.
And you were there too, weren't you?
Yes.
There's the three of us.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We went to San Antonio, and then we also went to the Thompson Leadership Conference.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, which was
Yes.
in San Antonio as well, wasn't it?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, but I think I stayed another night.
You stayed one extra night, and that's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
yours was a little bit
But
different
still, that
than.
wouldn't explain
Yes.
the whole difference.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know. I was just curious. It was
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, because I
Yeah.
remember,
Joe, you really
I remember
stood
it
out
was
there
it
for a
was
minute.
two of y'all. It was with Dr. Morris's Thompson Leadership Academy. I thought I forgot that you did go also.
Yes, sir. We went
But
to the
that
leadership.
was
Yes.
that was why some were more than the other.
okay.
Yeah.
And then moving forward to just kind of explaining the first rating, the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas. First question is, did we get our annual financial report in time? That's basically what it's asking, question number one. We got it in on 12/10/2019. It was due on February 28, 2020. The second question asked two things. Was it an unmodified opinion, and were there any material weak internal controls? And so we have a yes, it was unmodified, and no, there was no weak internal controls. The third one is the compliance with payment terms of all debt agreements for fiscal year end. Did we pay our debt on time? We paid all our debt payments on time. We were not late on any of those payments, so that one passed. The fourth one, the school district make timely payments to TRS, Texas Workforce Commission, Internal Revenue Service, or any other governmental agencies, and we made all our payments on time. The fifth indicator was not scored. Number six, cash on hand. Do we have enough cash on hand to cover our operating expenses? We needed 90 days, we had 277, over 277 days, 277.7418. So that gave us a 10. And on this sheet, in case you're wondering, what I did is I tried to pull out what numbers they were, and I won't go over each one of those, but the far right column just kind of tells you, like on number 6, I'll just go over this one. Cash and equivalents plus current investments divided by total expenditures minus the facilities acquisition and construction times 365. That's how they came up with that. So it was 10,352,000. I left off a number there. And then it was 10,352,280 plus 35,750 divided by 13,771,398 minus 119,749, and then multiply that times 365, and that's where those numbers came from. So I just kind of tried to explain to you where those numbers came from and how you could find them. If you go online, you can click when you go onto your first rating in TA, each one of these questions are a hot button, and you can click on the button and then it'll show you this. But to try to get it all in one spot, I tried to give these numbers. So if you have any questions about those numbers, ask me, but that's the only one I'm going to go over where they came up with the numbers. Number 7, current assets to current liabilities. We had to be greater than 3.0, and we're at 6.1747, so that gave us a 10 points. Was a ratio of long-term liabilities to total assets. We had to be less than 0.6, less than 0.6, and we were 3,053, 10,000, so 0.3053. Because on the other one, we did fail the other one, because the other one is if our district had grown by 7%, and we're starting to grow again, but for a while there, we weren't growing by 7%. We were actually declining a little bit. Number 9, number of days cash on hand. Again, we needed 60 days to pass this one. We had 277, a little over 277. Number 10, was the debt service coverage ratio sufficient to meet the required debt service? So we had to be greater than 1.2, 1 2/10, and we were at 3 304 thousandths, so 3.304. Number 11, was the school district's administrative cost ratio equal to less than the threshold ratio? Well, what this is saying is there's a range. So the first thing is our ADA was 1,376, so that put us in the 1,000 to 4,999. So you can see we're kind of on the lower end of this. And so in order to get a 10, we had to have 1,151 10,000ths, 0.1151, and we were at 945 10,000ths, so it's 0.0945. So we were below the number there. If we would get above that 0.1151, then we would lose a point, depending on how far down the ratio. You can lose partial points. Number 12, did the school district not have 15% decline in student to staff ratio over 3 years? Our decline was 0.0369, 369 10,000ths, and so that was less than the 15% decline. So that got us our 10, because the other way is that if your enrollment was greater, and it actually this time we failed. We failed that one, so we were dropped 29 students. Number 13, this is comparing our audit, our annual financial report, to our PEIMS data. In other words, that's the numbers we put into our electronic system here. Did they match up with our financial? You had to be within a 3% variance, and we were actually at a 0% variance, because we were off $19 over the $13,771,000 and $13,771,397. So our PEIMS data was off $19, which is really good. It's mainly due to rounding. I mean, when you have that many rounds, you're going to be off a little bit. Number 14, any material weaknesses. So the auditor didn't find any material weaknesses, so that's where we got the 10 points there. And number 15, did we have to adjust our schedule in order to meet payments? Like, did we receive adjustment payment schedule for more than one fiscal year for over allocation of foundation and school program funds? Saying, did we go in and report wrong data in order to get money coming in and then have to reschedule our payments so that, you know, we got too much money at one time? And there was no adjusted repayment schedule. So are there any questions from the board or the public? Any questions? If not, that's pretty much the financial integrity rating system report.
Well, thank you very much. Good job as always. It's hard to have a criticism when you keep scoring a perfect score every year, but thank you very much.
I'm worried about this year. More COVID happens, the more it gets a little bit tougher each time to try to make sure you stay on top of all the changes, but I appreciate it. Thank
Well,
you.
Harvey wasn't enough, so we needed. COVID.
Exactly. We had a new person at the Region Center, and I told her it was Harvey, and now this. I said, oh man, I don't know. It was Harvey, House Bill 3, and then COVID. So I was like,
Just making sure you know what you're doing.
exactly, just
All right.
checking. Thank you.
All right, thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
All right, the public hearing is now adjourned, and we'll start out our regular board meeting with an invocation, pledge of allegiance, and then pledge to the Texas state flag. If I could ask everyone to please stand, and I'd like to thank Reverend Mark Breakin, First United Methodist Church Columbus, for agreeing to come, be part of our meeting, and open us up in prayer.
Let us pray. Father and Creator of all, during this uncertain time, I humbly beseech that you pour out a double helping of your spirit of wisdom upon all those who are gathered here this evening. Continue to surround the campuses of this ISD with your hedge of protection, ensuring the health and safety of all those who gather and study here. Following the example of Jesus, in this time of doubt, may these halls be filled with faith. In this uncertain time, may your hope be found. And in the middle of division, may charity be on the lips of all. Bless this meeting this evening. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
I now call this meeting of the Columbus Independent School District to order. Let the records show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. Do we have any open forum participants? No? Okay. That moves us to item 5 on the agenda, communications and reports, which student recognition?
Yes, CHS Principal, Ms. Penny Hall, and the CHS Student Council on Heflin.
Right, thank you so much for having us here tonight. It's a privilege to be here, and just wanted to recognize our Student Council for outstanding achievement for student councils, and I'm going to let their sponsor, Ms. Rhonda Heffley, tell you a little bit more about that.
Thank you.
And I'm kind of scared to talk because I talk very loud. But I wanted to give you all a little information. We are part of the Texas Association of Student Councils. And so every year we have an opportunity to fill out a community service report form. And this is actually from last year, but the reporting period runs from March 1st, 2019 until February 29th, 2020. So this all just happened right before COVID hit last year, which was a good thing we got this turned in. And then this summer we found out that we did get an award for our service hours. And basically they scored us on different categories, cash donations. We had made a school donation during Earth Day for cleaning up the school flower beds. We had made a national donation to Cure Search for the Zach's Hope Color Run last year. They also looked at our service hours, and between different activities like bonfire construction, creating kindness cards, we visited the nursing home, we did a Veterans Day program, we participated in the color run. It added up to 225 service hours. And then donated goods, we provided like teacher breakfast, teacher appreciation. At Valentine's, we put all the kindness cards and items out for the students. We donated ornaments to the nursing home, and then we did the lunch for the veterans, and that totaled up to about $550 of donated goods. And so we did get an award for community service for last school year. And I do have 2 members here with me. I wanted to recognize them. They have been members for the past couple years, and this year they both are serving as officers. Lupe Castellanos, if I say that correctly, she is our president this year, and Andrew Schobel is the vice president. So I wanted to make sure that, we do recognize them. I invited others, but everybody had something going on tonight. But we're just getting geared up for this year, and hopefully we'll even have more activities if everything goes as planned.
All right. Great job, guys. Thanks we appreciate you coming to the meeting, and thanks for the update.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Campus reports. Does anybody has any questions or comments? Anything in the campus reports? No? Okay. Financial reports, same thing. Any questions, comments? Okay. Softball field, yep, I did that. Softball field update. Do we have something? Okay.
Evening, everybody. I guess the next time we have a next meeting and stuff, there's gonna be a whole lot of changes going on there. You'll see a whole new field. Fielder's Choice is getting the bullpens ready. They were starting today. They're gonna start with the bullpens. When they get those done, they're gonna start on the field. All the materials here. Dramala will start on the flat work where the bleachers are gonna go, starting tomorrow already. They're finishing up the concession stands right now. Next couple of days, they're gonna be cleaning all the block on the outside and stuff. Then the roof is gonna be in probably, the metallic for the roof is probably gonna be in Friday, and they'll have it pretty much dried in, that way they can do the lay-in ceilings and stuff like that. The batting cage is gonna be finished in the next couple days. All they gotta do is do the end right there where the storage room is at. That's just gonna be closed in. Starbright, the electricians, are gonna start pulling wires to the Marley Giddings Center where we're drawing power. They will have to, we're gonna make them do it, the tie-in on a Saturday, because they're gonna have to shut the Marley Giddings down for at least a half a day. So I told them they have to do it on a Saturday, and preferably they'll do it not this Friday, next Saturday, but the following Saturday, because then I told them they get any later in the season, you got volleyball playoff games, or we hosting or whatever, we can't have it off. And then the only available date that we had when nobody was here would have been Thanksgiving, and that's way too far down the road. As far as the fence material is here for the outfield, the metallic around there. They're not gonna, it's just gonna stay here until they finish the turf. Once they finish the turf, then they'll put the fence up. And Friday, they did put the guy wires up for the backstop, and they painted the 4 poles. They repainted those. They were galvanized, but they painted them kind of a whitish color. I don't know why they do that, but the net and the bleachers will probably be the last thing that's going to go up. Everything has been going. They're getting all the materials they needed. They're on time, pretty much. Nothing's a snag anymore. I mean, pretty much everything is there. we have a meeting every Monday and talk about changes and stuff. I told them we VE'd out lights in the batting cage, and their model's getting me a price on putting lights in there. I don't know what it's gonna cost, but I think we're gonna need lights in there sooner or later. If we don't do it now, we're gonna have to do it later on. As far as that, everything like I said, that was what I got from the meeting this afternoon. Y'all got any questions, anybody?
Was the scoreboard ordered?
The scoreboard is ordered.
It is ordered, okay.
Mhm.
That's good.
What's the projected completion date again?
January 5th was supposed to be completion. Unless something drastically happens, I see us way before then. I don't see anything we're waiting on to come in. Now, bleachers, we didn't talk any more about that. I don't know, but at one time, they were talking about tin and stuff, metallic and stuff coming in and stuff being later, but seems like everything is coming in quicker than they anticipated. I know this much, we'll probably, the field will be ready. If we're waiting on something, we can still play a game.
Yeah, true. Right,
Uh,
okay. Anybody else? Questions, comments? Okay, thank you very much for the update.
Thank
All right.
you.
Staying on top of it.
Thank y'all.
Okay, that completes item 5. That brings us to item 6, the consent agenda. But we did have something on there, right? A couple things, D&E, the Health Advisory Committee.
Yeah, and we have
Expenditures.
we have 2 donations. One
Oops, sorry.
from Pine Cove, who donated the use of 4 electrostatic sprayers, 40 thermometers, and 50 pump containers for this year. And they also donated 25 gallons of Environ Cleanse for the district use. And then we had the Beta Theta chapter of Delta Kappa for Bastrop, Colorado, and Fayette counties gave 8 $10 gift certificates for all first-year teachers.
Oh, wow, okay. And that was from where?
Oh
Bastrop.
boy,
You don't have to say the whole thing again, but.
the Beta Theta
like
chapter of Delta Kappa.
Okay. Huh,
That was my Greek for the day.
you got you covered. All right, that's very generous, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
And all first-year teachers got one?
Yes.
That's good. And we've been using all the Pine Cove stuff a lot.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anything on the Health Education Advisory Committee? No?
I think it's just,
Just approval of the members?
Of the
Got it.
members.
Okay. And any expenditures over 25,000?
yeah, so we have one, and we brought Zach, and I just wanted Zach to present a little bit about, because we're talking about the phone system that I
Oh, yeah, right,
shared with
right.
you in the
Yep.
board notes. Yes, Zach.
Good evening. How are y'all doing this evening?
Good.
Good evening.
So the expenditure in excess of 25,000 is to Metroline for a new phone system for the ISD. Our goal was to increase communication and school safety, and we believe the phone system, replacing our current phone system, will be at a great advantage for us. Currently, our current phone system that we have, you only have phones in pretty much the offices, not in any teachers' rooms. And in this new, with this new phone system, we'll be able to put phones in every teacher's classroom and in every office, and it'll be able to be supported from now until the future. Right now, the phone system we currently have is obsolete. We can't buy a new phone. The only thing we can do is buy new old stock or refurbished or used phones. And besides the fact that we have to have an XP computer in order to update anything on the phone. So, and it's a very specific version of the XP system, and if Lance can tell you about it later on. But anyway, this Avaya phone system will put a phone in every teacher's classroom, which will,
The existing system we have is what, like 15 years old?
15 years
it was 0910 when we got it.
Okay,
Any other questions?
Questions, comments? No? All right, then we will need a motion to consider all the items in the consent agenda.
I'll move we approve the consent agenda as presented.
All right, Scott, motions, both seconds. All in favor, show by raising your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Item 7, regular business action items. A, discussion and possible action regarding the approval of update 115.
Right, so TASB provides annual updates to legal and which can influence local board policies. These changes can result from previous legislative sessions or federal guidance and legal precedents. So they sent us all the changes that we had to make and update that they recommend we make for legal policy and update 115, which included a variety of different things that are all located in the board book. But this is, it is our recommendation that we approve this because this is legal policy.
Yeah, and this was in the, was in last month's meeting, and I'm the
Right.
one that said, hey, there's a lot here, want to make sure I can digest it. So does anybody have any questions, comments on this? If not, we'll need a motion to consider action on update 115.
I move to approve update 115 as presented.
All right, Dorothy motions, Scott seconds. All in favor, show by raising your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Brings us to 7B, which is campus improvement plans.
Okay, every year, CISD conducts planning processes that, both the campus and the district levels to direct and support performance for all students. Goals are set with the philosophy that all students can learn and that identified gaps in academics can be closed. So we are bringing tonight to you the district and the campus improvement plans and the goals and objectives for this year. Campus plans differ a little bit in content, because they're very specific to each campus, but they are complementary and supportive of the district plan. Campus committees have met, district committees have met, and this year we've determined that our goals and objectives for 2021 are going to look a lot like 1920 goals and objectives. A lot of reasons for that, COVID-19 being the biggest. We were unable to measure and complete objectives because of end of the year assessments we weren't able to do, like STAR, TELPAS. We've got a lot of other post tests that happen at the end of the year. For the elementary school, they do iStation tests, STAR tests that are dealing with not the state assessment, but Renaissance Learning. And so there's a lot of different post tests that we look at in order to drive the goals and objectives for the next year. And there were a lot of data that we were not unable to collect due to not finishing the school year the way that we normally do. And so what we're going to do is we're going to move forward with the same goals and objectives from last year. And as the year progresses, we're going to meet on a regular basis. Campuses will meet, district improvement committee will meet on a regular basis. We'll go ahead and look at the data that we've already begun collecting at the beginning of this year, and we'll make adjustments as needed. So just to kind of recap the goals and the things that we address in the campus improvement plans, Goal 1 addresses academic achievement. What we look at there is achievement for all students, achievement for special populations, things of that nature. Goal 2 is safe, disciplined, and healthy environment. We look at attendance, dropout rates, parent and community involvement, character education, campus safety plans, our migrant and homeless students. Goal 3 is our college and career readiness. Goal 4 is recruiting, supporting, and retaining qualified employees. That deals with professional development and the levels of support that we provide our staff and the things that we do to recruit new hires as well. That being said, you guys were provided a copy of the district improvement plan and the campus improvement plan. Do you guys have any questions for us?
All right, no comments, questions? Then we will need a motion to consider action on approving the district and campus improvement plans.
I'll move we approve the district and campus improvement plans as presented.
Second.
Joel seconds. All in favor, show by raising your right hand. All All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much. That brings us to item 8, closed session. This board will now adjourn into executive session as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Government Code, Section 551-001.